Do you feel like you're going through the motions in your gym training and not sure if you're actually progressing as fast as you could be with building muscle? I was in the same position as well, and here are 2 key things in this video that we're going to be talking about to make sure that you are building muscle as fast as you can. And these 2 key principles of muscle growth are going to be really useful for you. So the first thing to always remember is there needs to be a minimum level of training intensity to actually stimulate muscle growth in the first place. And this is why doing 4 sets of 12 reps could be building muscle for one person, but for the other person going into the gym where those sets never get challenging, they are potentially just doing nothing. So it's always important to remember that if you are getting a set of 12 reps, it should be getting difficult towards the end of that set. And a good way of measuring this that I teach my clients is reps in reserve, so RAR for short. This simply means how many reps do you have left in the tank. So if you do 8 reps on a set, but you could have managed 10, that's going to be reps in reserve of 2, so you had 2 in the tank. And this is typically advised as a minimum threshold to reach when training. So I wouldn't advise leaving more than 2 reps in the tank on a working set that you're tracking, because you are theoretically leaving gains on the table if you're not really pushing yourself. So you want to be taking some sets close to failure, things that are machine-based or safer movements to take closer to failure, leg extensions, hamstring curls, bicep curls, etc. Take these very close to failure, if not to failure, and then exercises where it's less practical to do so or less safe to do so on your own, such as a bench press or a squat movement, you can maybe leave 1 or 2 reps in the tank on these ones. Now that you've got this minimum level of training intensity established and you are really pushing yourself on your sets every time you go into the gym, the second thing that is going to ensure that you're continuing to build muscle over time is progressive overload. Now, you may have heard this term before. What it simply means is increasing the demands on your body over time to force it to adapt. Think of it like this: if you have a marathon runner and they're building up towards a marathon 26 miles, now, if they just stayed at running 10 miles and never built their training up and added miles onto their training gradually over an amount of time, they're not going to be ready for that race day. So you're gradually increasing the demands on your body over time in the form of weight training, which is going to be a case of small increments up in weight or in reps. So a good practical way of doing this that I recommend with my clients is, let's say you're doing, 3 sets of 10 reps on a particular exercise. When you're getting towards 10 reps on a set on those 3 sets, you're going to then increase the weight, whether it be a barbell by 2.5 kilos per side or a small amount equivalent in pounds. And then dumbbells, you're going to go up to the next increment in dumbbells, which is typically going to be about a 5 pound or 2 kilo increment increase. And then with things like cable machines, it's a case of going to adding on a small amount of weight and going again. So by gradually increasing the demands on your body over time, you force it to adapt. And if you don't do this, then your body really has no reason to change shape. So you've always got to go think, is my training working, in the sense that I may be doing loads of sets and getting loads of sets and reps in and getting a bit of a pump on, but are you actually tracking progression? Are you tracking that the weight's going up over time? And if you're not doing that and you're just winging the workouts, not tracking what you're doing, you may be actually just spinning your wheels and not actually progressing. So the most important things that you can remember are training close to failure and pushing yourself, and then applying progressive overload and making sure that the weights go up over time. And if you do those 2 things consistently, then you are going to see changes in the mirror, provided that you're taking care of your sleep, your nutrition, and taking care of yourself outside of the gym. Thanks very much for watching. If you found this useful, drop it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, bye.